Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You're here with Diva. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So today's pick a card reading will be 3 piles. So I'm trying to see how the energy dynamic will change perhaps if I were to kind of switch in between piles. So instead of doing 5 piles like usual or 6 piles like usual, I'm going with 3 piles this time around. Number 3, it's more, I find, mutual, or 3 has a meaning for me. It's that Trinity element. It's that coming together, that new beginning, that new one step putting kind of concept, or having decision and then going towards it, or speaking the truth, or kind of revealing a certain information perhaps. So it could be very meaningful as a number. So we're gonna try and see how it's gonna go. Okay, so the question overall I'm gonna be covering up in this video will be, what will happen the next time you're gonna see this person, okay, in person. Okay, so you have a person in mind. It could be business partner, it could be marriage situation, it could be arranged situation, it could be I don't want to say third parties, but it might be there, as if like you're going to meet this person with their person, or you're going to meet this person with your person, whichever way you situationships both of you have perhaps, and how the overall interaction will go. Okay, it could be many things. What will you talk about? Because there's 3 of Pentacles. Like, I'm going with the tarot elements because we're going with 3 and we're talking about tarot here. So 3 of Pentacles is overall conversation. It could be like 3 of Swords. It could be a heartbreaking situation, but then again, it's not just heartbreaking. It's more talking about the truth and you were indifferent about it, or somebody's telling something to someone but the person is indifferent about what the truth is of the person, or there's this element of shedding light into a ignorant element, because 2 of Swords can be either you are blocking the information, you are blocked off as a person, or the other person you're trying to communicate with, or the interaction, somehow there's a person that's indifferent or is unknowingly, unconsciously indifferent because they're ignorant, but there's an element of truth connected to it. That could also be 3 of Swords energy. Now 3 of Pentacles, we covered it up. 3 of Swords, we covered it up. 3 of Cups could also be celebration. It could be a party situation. It could be that you're going to meet this person through a party element. I'm going through this because then again, perhaps it's more brainstorming for me, so that I can kind of like tap into a lot of energies when I'm kind of going with 3 piles alone. Okay, because when I went with 5 piles, it's more like a magic number for me, number 5, because it could be missed opportunities. It could be feeling out in the cold. It could also be like being observed, observing a situation, as it could be like going ego-wise, but then again, I would always choose number 5 overall as a pentagon. Okay, so like the symbol of magic, or the symbol of Star of David, etc. And also I would go also with 6 piles usually, because 6 is a harmonious number. It's always keeping it balanced, it's always making a decision. It's kind of like that lover card energy kind of stuff. But now we're going with number 3, and number 3 is usually the Empress, which is giving birth to stuff. Okay, so there's many ways you can approach each number. Okay, numerology can change, but based on tarot, you have so many possibilities with each suit and with each major arcana. So I don't know why I'm going with this, but it could be like interesting for you to kind of like tap into those things perhaps, as it's just me brainstorming so I can prepare the base here so that I can read for you. Okay, so overall we want something more physical, so 3D element could also be here. So 3 piles is more connected with 3D, not 5D stuff, or 6D stuff could go there too, but it's only 3D. So on a physical level, what will happen with this person? Be it you're going out on a date, they ask you out on a date, or you ask this person out on a date, or you're gonna see this person and something might happen or something will not happen, and you're gonna just talk about stuff, or you're just gonna ego trip with the person. You'll know, okay, or you're overall gonna collaborate with them. I talked about Three of Pentacles, I talked about Three of Swords, I talked about Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is overall celebration. It's more like same-sex event kind of stuff, so it's more females combined with females or males with males. I know it's weird, but this is how I'm kind of like tapping into it. And Three of Wands, it's more masculine energy. It's in the form of like wanting to give someone an opportunity, and you have made the decision to go towards it. Now, it could be someone, it could be a project, it could be a business element, it could be, you know, like your life goal, your life path, or the journey you're beginning because you wish to travel somewhere, or you want to do a journey and then come back home. Technically, journeying could be hiking, it could be going on a business trip, it could be, you know, making the decision to invest in something. Overall, like you're putting the actions and it's final, like you're setting off towards it. It's like that. Okay, that's the energy with the Three of Wands. And number 3 is the Empress card. Okay, so overall, Empress is a very abundant, prosperous, fortunate card for me. So hopefully this reading will allow you to, you know, be fruitful with your desires perhaps, or may you have good interactions, and if ever there are negative interactions, may you accept them, witness them, and try to find a better possibility. Now remember, possibility and reality are two things. The effort is where the, you know, the possibility can happen, be it will fail or it will succeed. It's in the hands of fate overall. But then again, you're trying your luck here by centering yourself and wishing to put the effort there, technically. Okay, so may it be a good, you know, business situation, love situation, celebration. May you enjoy it if ever, but we're gonna see what we're gonna get. So I chose pink agate for the first pile, okay, and it comes with the Fountain Tarot. Okay, so pink agate and Fountain Tarot are together. You can choose it. So as some of you wished to kind of like, I add some object that could help you tap into each you know, deck. So this is my pink agate, okay, that I love the color. It's just so stimulating. We'll leave it like this. Okay. Pile 2 is the Polychrome Jasper. I liked it from the first glance, this one, there was something captivating about it. So I like the color green inside with the grayish, brownish, somehow earth color. But then again, it looks very otherworldly for me somehow. Okay, so you have the Golden Universal Tarot, and then finally we have the Pyrite. Okay, one of my favorite crystals, I must say. I like it's heavy as a crystal perhaps, but it's so shiny and so unique. It's lovable. Okay, you just love the abundance of the Pyrite. Okay, so it's very Leo energy or the sun energy somehow, but then again, it's more caged somehow. Okay, so there's an element of caging some. Like, you know, when you want to be, you know, abundant, you need to remember that you need to put the effort and the actions. And the important thing is that you create a flow, but then again, you need some kind of limitation. You need certain conditions or variables that work favorably together, that it creates a certain amount of abundance. Okay, it could be heavy, it's normal, because nothing comes just like that, because it's transformation element. Even money is transformation. Okay, you need to be in a certain flow to attract money. You need to also know what responsibility means and follow your own rules if you create rules, because sometimes you need certain plans and inspiration and motivation. So you need to shine bright as a person, be more charismatic, have faith in yourself, have faith in other people. You need to recognize other people for who they are, see them for who they are, I'm not gonna say trust people. You have to trust yourself the most overall with people, be it they're gonna betray you or not. It's a heavy burden overall. If you want a lot of abundance, it's sometimes heavy burden. Why? If we can go more natural at this, most natural way, it's agriculture. You know, you need to work the land, you need to bend down, sweat, squat, like work out overall in the field constantly so that you will bear fruit, so that in itself will create abundance for you. You will have prosperity. It's not just money we're talking about, okay? At the end of the day, money is just a way of exchanging stuff, but the true elements here in this world is food, agriculture, soil, like building houses connected with ecosystem, like the ecosystem. It's biodiversity, which is more, embracing those things, accepting those things, living with those things, so that you will become a very abundant person, not become this like you will feel more zenner if you eat fruit. Just simply look at the food that you eat in general. Fruits and vegetables, you feel more, energized, some eat meat, but then again, it's for your muscle, like to create muscle, to create strength, you need meat, right? But then again, with meat comes a certain element of, heaviness in the digestive system. But whatever it is, the more fruit you eat, the more natural stuff you consume, the more healthier and more energetic you feel somehow. You feel like it's lighter because your digestive system was allowed to easily digest the food. Hence why you will feel more zenner and you will feel more energized and you'll feel less depressed and less repressed also. Okay, so those are things I channeled overall, but I don't know if you kind of will need a nutritionist or something, or it's just for you to know, okay? So if ever you eat more consumed stuff like noodles, I'm not against noodles, it's just that there's so many chemical stuff in them. I love ramyun. I grew up eating so much ramyun, but then again, it's good, but then again, it's not too good, because it will create a certain elements in the body on a long term, technically. It's not just, it's processed foods and stuff like that, fast foods and stuff like that, but it's still good. I still eat them from time to time, okay? Like, I'm not saying go all vegan or go all vegetables and stuff like that. Overall, we need to always balance spirituality with practicality, okay? The practical thing you do, you wish to do, you do it always. So that being said, I'm still gonna promote the element of, guys, if I arrive to 6,300 subscribers, okay, like this, I will offer 22 free readings, okay, to those who have subscribed to my channel, be it you're a newcomer, be it you're an old, senior subscriber in my channel. I'm gonna offer 22 free readings once you reach 6,300 subscribers. I've not reached that amount, okay, guys? So if you're asking me again constantly the question, we're not there yet for now, okay? But hopefully we will get there. We are getting there. So if you wish to help out, you can definitely subscribe. If you're not subscribed, you can hit the bell, etc. Okay, there's also on my post, like if you want more information about it, there's a post on my community site. You can also vote. I'm also gonna upload sooner or later a business subject. Like the subject of the pile is more how can you improve your business, or how can you how can you become more ambitious, or how can you kind of make this vision of yours, which is more connected with business, ambition, dream, perhaps, happen for yourself by putting the effort, obviously. But what are the efforts you need to put? Or it could be mental, it could be, emotional. Sometimes people are blocked emotionally, or people are blocked recognition-wise, people are blocked mental-wise, like sometimes you're just so exhausted, and what's the cause of it, okay? So perhaps we'll tap into those things, as it might not be at all, but I'm gonna go with 3 piles perhaps. I'll decide how I want to go in that one. but I'm planning on manifesting that. Okay. What else? I want to say thank you for all those who have donated to my channel. I really appreciate them. Thank you. It really means a lot. For those who have subscribed, thank you again. For all those who give me good energy, good vibes, or who just simply are themselves with me, okay? No matter how quirky or, you know, kind of you talk about yourself on my channel, you're always welcome. So I really thank you guys, okay? I'm going to take the time and say thank you very much. I'm very grateful for the love I receive in many shapes and forms, okay? So, that also, I said it. And what else I was gonna say? So I'm gonna start, you know, like putting these back. You can definitely go and check out the timestamps for the rest. Meanwhile, I need to shuffle certain oracle cards. I'm gonna be reading from the oracle cards. Yes, I have 3 piles, but then again, we're gonna take the chance and take the opportunity to learn even more about, you know, love language and find ways of flirting or ways of universal flirting that happens around us. But then again, you or the person might be conscious or subconscious about the fact that, unconscious about the fact that they're hitting on you. Okay, sometimes you hit on a person and you're really not aware, but then again, it could be that you did it willingly, as you might not have. Okay, so for some of you, we could shed light on that. But overall, this one, it's more the what's gonna happen. Okay, so if I'm gonna flirt with you or not. Now, if I have the card in reverse, I'm gonna have faith that, like, if I have the card in reverse with the Amoram Psyche, it's not physical, okay? So it's an energy that perhaps they do, but it's not connected with you, okay? For some of you, whoever's watching me, there's I have a vessel, okay? I have a copper vessel, and I don't know why there's like a teardrop here, but it's not a teardrop. So water drop that went down and I channel sweat. So I don't know if whoever's watching only, okay? Whichever pile you would choose, just kind of remember that this person might be sweating, okay? It could be a sign of anxiety. It could be a sign of they were in the gym, or they were working out or something, or they were dancing, like they were planting something, you know, they were squatting and planting something. It's definitely under the sun. So this one, we could be talking about heavy sun wherever you are, or it's summertime, whenever it's gonna happen. Okay, so it's only for the person who's watching me. Okay, connected to the pile. So even if I don't mention sweating and stuff like that in the pile, just remember that. Okay, so it could be important key element. Okay, so for monology, we're gonna go with advice for the viewer. Okay, so if you're watching, whoever's gonna watch whichever pile, it will tap into that. So the advice for the person who's watching. Now, afterwards, I'm gonna be using, meanwhile, not afterwards. Meanwhile, I'm doing the, you know, pile. I will be using the Egyptian gods oracle card. I might read as I might not, we'll see. But overall, it's in which field this interaction will go, okay? Be it's resourceful, so the outcome that could happen. Now, reverse or upright will have a meaning. So we'll go in the form of, because we want to manifest this on a physical, and the question is what will happen the next time you're going to see them, okay? So what are the things that could happen the next time you will see them, or what are their intentions the next time you will see them, okay? As that way, pardon me, and the outcome that will happen. So if I have a reverse card, it's more what's not going to happen, okay? But the person might kind of, it's more in a rejection way, so it's going to be more like a no somehow, and in a favorable or not favorable for the situation, okay? So if I have it upright, then it's favorable for both of you, or overall the interaction or the collaboration is favorable in that way. So it could be a good energy as it could be a bad energy, so it will enhance that energy or decrease that energy, okay? We're going that way. Now with the Prism Oracle, it's more your person's dynamic, okay? It's not your dynamic, it's your person's vibe. Like when I'm saying dynamic, it's like their vibe when they're with you. Okay, so my vibe, if I were this person you're here for, how am I vibing to you? Okay, this one, I'm gonna take it the way it is. Okay, so be it it's reverse or upright, I'm gonna put them all upright technically. So it's the mood. Be it it's more on a physical level. Certain cards, it's more you see it, it's physical, and some cards you see it, it's more internal. And sometimes the anxiety level, you see it on a person, you know, like you know if a person is anxious, you know if a person is nervous, you know if a person's very attracted. You know these things, you see it in the body language. And I'm pretty sure that whoever's watching me are pretty intuitive somehow, okay? To kind of know that answer. I was gonna give some people a wink, but then again, I'm like, you know it, okay? Come on. So, that way. You choose to see it or not, it's up to you, okay? Like, you show the person you're aware that you're seeing it, that they're attracted, so you kind of mirror that back to them, or you choose to kind of ignore it. It's always up to you, right? Be it you're a girl or a guy, okay? Whichever orientation you are, you consider yourself to be, okay? So with the sexual magic, it's more the intention or the vibe connects to you, okay? So, am I gonna go with a reverse or upright here in this one? We'll go with reverse also, okay? Because I want to give you a very physical 3D kind of reading, okay? So it's more grounded energy I wish to go in, but authentic and genuine, okay? Genuine to the viewer, okay? So if I need to embrace certain negative energies and go in a more disappointing vibe, I will genuinely go there, okay? And you know, I can't sugarcoat. Anyways, I'm way too quirky perhaps, or eccentric for that, okay? And even if I were to lie to you, you're gonna see I'm creating useless excuses just to kind of set my point. But anyways, I know you guys, whoever watched me, know me quite well, so that you will know my patterns as a tarot reader. So you know me better than I know myself, perhaps, okay? So you'll just use your own discernment or witnessing eye to just kind of get the most out of the reading, okay? So if I have reverse cards, it's more like the vibe is, if I have like chemistry, for example, I had the chemistry card with Taurus, and you know, it came in reverse, so perhaps the chemistry is really not working out, you know, like you and I don't feel chemistry, or there is chemistry, or the time we're gonna meet there's a blockage connected to chemistry, okay? So, and if I have it on a upright way, then it means that it's more, this is what's happening, okay? I don't know how I'm gonna tap into leaving or moving on kind of dynamics, but we'll see, okay? If I have it in reverse, perhaps I don't wish to move on from you. I don't wish to do that. So it's overall enhancing the energy. And if it's moving on, then perhaps it's on a physical way. It's I'm moving on from you. So I'm acting more like bolder with you, more like up to your face kind of dynamic, instead of trying to impress you or please you somehow. Okay? So you'll know these things. Okay, I'm just gonna switch the position so that I kind of like, okay, so this is ready to, and it's just pre-piled, so it's gonna be more easier. And this one, we're gonna use this, you know, like the Modern Nirvana Oracle. It's a new one. It's very meditative energy, but in a more grounded manner, okay? So it gives you certain yoga methods or practicing methods. This one, it's more advice perhaps for some of you, places that you can, perhaps it's that possibility element that we were talking about, you know, like there's a possibility of changing certain situations for a better cause or a better outcome, perhaps for both of you. Okay, less wasting time, embracing more the present moment, you know. So this one, I'm gonna take all of them on a physical way. Okay, so I'm gonna take them all upright, and we're gonna read from the oracle, awaken your intuition and deepen your awareness. Overall, it's very focused on that. Okay, so this is the modern nirvana oracle. That's gonna give you another type of you know, awareness connected to a certain positive or negative. Like, we're trying to go more positive or more conscious here. So whenever you go more conscious, it's pleasurable action somehow because it's consciously done. You're trying to put the effort to go the extra mile to change things for the better, be it it's not the same way your person is perceiving it, but for you, it's important to not regret the situation. That's why you're putting the extra effort connected to it. Do you rather put the effort and not regret, or you rather not put the effort and regret the situation? You understand? That was an important element that I was happy I did with a certain person. You know, technically, I don't regret it, because I faced the person and I kind of like went out of my comfort zone technically, and I saw a glimpse of him and I saw a glimpse of my own behavior connected to my own reaction. My own reaction though, perhaps. I went there consciously, but I reacted to it, which means that there was a compulsion or there's a triggering element that I had to heal in that moment. But it was very mirroring. Okay, so sometimes when you're triggered, it means 100% that it's a mirroring element. A person has certain patterns that you do have that you think you don't have, but nobody had the gut to mirror it back to you, so you had it in the form of a, you know, trigger kind of stuff. It manifests itself in the form of a trigger element. So, long story short, okay, it's important for your own growth. Okay, I'm not gonna say spiritual growth, it's for your own growth as a person. You grow as a person, you mature, you get to face yourself overall with a specific person. So that's what relationships are there for, be it it's business wise, romance wise, anything. Now, romance or love wise, it's more like the element of loving yourself facing the person. To what point can you be harmonious and loving towards yourself so that you can mirror that element back to your person? But obviously life is not perfect like that. There's always the ups and downs, and there's the moon phases and the horoscope signs, and you know, all of these have such a big influence in your body. Specifically, if you become more receptive to those things, you become very, like, you're very enhanced, or you do a lot of yoga or meditation, you allow your do a lot of mantra chanting and stuff like that, you become so receptive sometimes that it's insane. Weather can influence you, people's reactions can influence you, your own behaviors and how you're kind of acting, and your own awareness of your own actions and your own emotions can enhance themselves even more. Okay, so it can be very overwhelming. And the more spiritual you become, the less private your life will be. The less privacy somehow you will have. Okay, it's not the other way around. It's more like, imagine you're a seed and you're growing as a flower. You're opening, you're blossoming. So you have to really open up and be that vulnerable. That's what growth is about. It's showing the world the real you, but then again becoming the real you and opening the real you to life, you know, like to the light element. Okay, so it's insane like that. Male or female. Okay, if you don't like flower element, you can go with trees. Okay, or weeds, or I don't know, like what is more masculine energy in the plant environment. I'll say a tree. Okay, it's more like the father element. So let me start. So pile 1, whoever chose the pink agate, welcome to your reading, and the fountain tarot. Okay, so we're gonna try and see names. We're gonna start with names. Okay, so that way I'll kind of initials. It's more the word initials of your person. So you have LHR. Okay, from London Heathrow Airport, England, or England in total, or the different states, or like, what do you call them, places in England, you know, Wales and Ireland, Scotland. Now I know it's not only England, but around that sector of the geography. Okay, you have PBI, FL. So the initials could be F, L. L is repeated here. Okay, B, I, H, and R. Okay, I always channel Robert, but it could be Rodriguez, it could be Roberto, it could be Ron. I was gonna say Leslie for some of you, but Ron, or Rupert, the actor's name. He's from England, you know. So you have STO, Stockholm, Sweden, city code. Definitely Stockholm, Sweden vibes. Okay, so I kind of channeled IKEA, so one of you might work there, or you're kind of like a district manager or something, or the person is a district manager. BNA, TN, so you have Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, so B is prominent, N is prominent, T is prominent, Thomas, Tom, Timothy, Tim, Theodora, Theodore, Tristan, you know, any S, like Stephanie, Stefan, Stuart, Steve, Sam, Samuel, Samuela, Sammy. Any nationality can be here. Okay, when I said Sammy, it's more either Lebanese, Arabic, even Algerian or Moroccan or African, even that African section. Okay, so you had those. I'll also give you dates of birth, or the day it's gonna happen. Okay, it could be the date. So you have April 10. So in April the 10th, the person might have green eyes. Okay, that's one channel. Yeah, like channel message. You have November 15, 16, 8, 17. This is in November. You might see this person 15, 16, 17, and the 8th. Okay, for some of you. Okay, we can mix them up, no problem. You have April 17, April 8th, April 16, April 15. With the green eye guy. Okay, there's gray eye again here, and July. So the person with the gray eyes, you'll meet them in July 23rd and in October 23rd. Okay, so it could be synchronicities, as it's not important. It could be their date of birth. Okay, July 23rd, April 23rd, November 23rd, October 23rd. It could be date of birth, the date where it's happening, or the sequence of the time you're going to meet them, but this is overall one of the meetings kind of stuff. Yeah, they have green eyes with amber. So you have amber, green, yellow. Okay, so these are just eye colors, and for these 3 colors, the yellow, amber, or green eye color, you have 28, 30, and 24. Okay, so any date that's in a 24th or those dates. Okay, so it's only sake of synchronicities. Okay, so we're just kind of putting it out there. It could be accurate, as it might not be. You'll be the judge of that. So based on how the energy needs to kind of be, the vibration needs to be manifested in your case, you'll know. So fountain tarot here. Okay, so what's gonna happen the next time you are physically seeing this person? Okay, you interact with them, or it's a party situation, may not be party, it's a meeting for business, and many people came from all around the world, kind of stuff, you know. It could be high up their energy, and there's like global universal business, you know, workshops, or I don't know, like TED kind of, what do you call them, like discussions, or seminars, or what do you, I think it's seminars overall, but it's like a meeting. It could be camping for scouts and stuff like that, okay? So you'll be the judge of that. So overall, this man or this female's main, I forgot, vibe, ideation. So they're brainstorming overall. Their vibe is that they're brainstorming. Okay, so you might be brainstorming with them to create programs or to create projects for youngsters or seniors or students. You know, if you're teachers or something of the sort, or you're like trainers. This one, what intention it is, perhaps it's more self-confidence, but it came in reverse. Advice for you, the viewer, is adjustments are required in this situation with this person, okay? Adjustments are required on your end. Flirting. The lady who waits. Okay, so this one, it's more a woman or a man that will wait for you to act, because they're brainstorming. This one, they're more in their headspace, and overall they're not feeling very confident because they're waiting here. That's why perhaps we're telling you adjustments are required on your end. Are you making this young lady or this beautiful woman or this gorgeous woman wait, you know, because she's waiting? Or she's fantasizing. Could be the situation here. But overall, the intention with you or the dynamic with you is self-confidence, but in reverse. So they're feeling less confident the more they're waiting. Which is normal, because you're going to have a missed opportunity, whether or not, because you're not acting on it. This woman or this man is not acting on it. Okay, but they're ready to love. They're in this phase of, you know, like they're enchanted. You'll see this person in a more enchanted dynamic, okay? Like you'll think that they're more otherworldly, or they could be pretty. You'll know. You're the judge here, okay? So whatever you see is it. I'm also gonna shuffle because I completely forgot about archetype. I wanted to know who this person is. So this one, perhaps I will not shuffle. I'm gonna take it as is. I just hope that I went there consciously, so I'll have faith that it's meant to be. We'll not go with archetype. The alchemy cards, I had them on the side. It's okay. So, who am I? It's the gem, for sure, and the starborn. Okay. So, it's a person that I'm not gonna say is popular. It's a hidden gem. You know it too, okay? It's just that there's an element of sparkle, which they do sparkle. I was gonna say it with the lady who waits. It's a woman or man that sparkles. But who they are. The gem with the starborn. Now, the starborn is this sparkling energy. Okay. This person is a wounded, I was gonna say healer, okay, but the person's potential is not yet known, okay? It's not recognized, it's not famous yet, okay, but it has the potential of being, or it's about to be famous. With the gem card, okay, it's a rare gem. Okay, so you know this person is rare, okay? They have a certain aura to them that's very pure, very enchanting. You see that there are people lurking around this one. You know, perhaps many people are in love with them, but nobody has the gut to go and talk with them. Or even if they were to do some advances, they have rejected them. Kind of stuff, okay? But, yeah, it's that energy overall. Now, it could be a woman as it could be a man. But this one, I'm sensing it's more a woman. Or you could be a guy, as this could be a man. So what's going to happen, perhaps, if you're the woman here, and I'm not talking about two women, or if it's two women, let's say, it's the situation of two women here, lesbians, let's say, the more feminine energy is in this dynamic, okay? Like, I'm waiting for love to come to me. Now, if you're a male here, or you're the woman here, you're doing this yourself, okay? So you'll know if you're this type that wishes for men to come and reach out to you and please you and entertain you or something, or shock you somehow. It's like that. So overall, what vibe this person is in, they're fantasizing, okay? So what behavior is happening between you and them? Balance and unity. Okay, so it was calling. So it's more zenner. It's just that both of you, or their intention connected to you. If I had an intention, we'll see. Okay, if I have an intention, is that I'm becoming less confident connected to you. And on your end, you need to adjust to this. So if you're more fixated as a person, then your, like, I'm not going to say commitment is being tested. Your ability to adapt to the situation is tested here. Okay, so adjustments are required, but, like, the advice I want to tell you is, if ever you had set patterns connected to interactions, you have to do something different this time around and adjust to the situation here. But overall, the interaction between you and me is more harmonious. So what will happen between you and me? So you have the Chariot energy. So the masculine energy will, you might kind of, oh God, okay, your challenge is to transform, obviously, because you change. The moment you start doing things differently from your usual pattern, then you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So if you're the masculine energy here, you're going to offer this woman fruit or pomegranate. Now, pomegranate is a sign of fertility for me, okay? It's a sign of abundance. It's a sign of blood somehow, okay? Like blood, when I'm saying blood, it's more, I have the Four of Cups. Oh, God, okay. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Swords with the Sun card. Okay, so what will happen next time you will meet them? It's simple interaction, but if there's a woman here, okay, it's simple interaction and you'll succeed at interacting with this one. Like, offer them fruit, or offer them coffee, or offer them, like, buy them something, you know, and, like, not invite them, because you're, like, okay, if you're a man here, because I'm sensing there's a woman here and there's a man here, okay? Now, if it's the other way around, guys, if you're two females or two males, just tap into the divine feminine and divine masculine energies, okay? Then just kind of, like, think the female energy is more the divine feminine one, and the masculine one is more divine masculine one, okay? Overall, what is this Ace of Cups energy? What is this person? Ace of Cups and Ace of... Okay. Okay. just understand, the less you act on it, the more she waits or you wait, the more disappointed you are, obviously. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna go both ways, because I'm gonna read this as if there's a woman here and I'm talking to a man, and what's gonna happen between you and me, technically, and I'm the woman. Now, I'm gonna also read this in the form of I'm the man here, and I'm acting a specific way, and you're the woman here, technically. Okay, so the first one, it's more like if I'm the woman and you're the masculine energy, the next time you're gonna see me, I'm gonna start brainstorming. Okay, you're gonna see that I'm in a vibe of brainstorming. I have a certain set goal, I have a condition, and I wish to kind of complete it. Okay, but it's all in my vibe. Okay, so you're gonna see me sit there and enjoy myself alone. Okay, so I'm like, I have a certain ability to chill around alone, comfortable. I don't need people around me. Now, if people are around me, then I have people that like me. I have people that kind of, I'm not gonna say pity me, because it's, I mean, some people, based on their own personality, they behave the way they want other people to behave with them. So there are people that want to accompany them because they feel like they're lonely. This person is lonely. There are some people that are kind of observing this person, and they're kind of like around this person. It's all happening around them. So if there's a crowd here in this one, there's at least 2 people who are entertaining this one. So she's watching someone. 2 people entertain her. Okay, so she's being entertained. Now, be it 2 people are entertaining her willingly, or they're talking to her and she's listening. Be it she's just observing 2 people that are it's entertaining to her. And there's a person who's kind of watching her. So you as a man might kind of see other men look at you if you're kind of approaching her, which is you are. Okay, you are approaching her straight ahead. So there's a person who's definitely more protective over her. You'll know who it might be. Okay, if there's more than 3 people here. Okay, there's also an animal that she's entertained, like she likes animals, or she's kind of like comfortable with the animal around her. Okay, so she's chilling around. She's gonna be chilling around, not looking your way. Now, when you approach her, okay, and you offer her something, she will take it, and she will blush when you're gonna give it to her. Okay, so you'll see that she's blushing. You might be blushing even more, but she's gonna blush, which is a good sign. Okay, take it. Okay, like, it's a good sign. When you blush, it's nice. Okay, specifically if both sides blush together, it's like a bonus. You know, it's like the extra. It's a good confirmation. But here, what's happening is that somehow you will give me, like, you will face me head on. Okay, so you have a certain set intention and you're facing me head on. Okay, so you're showing me your good side and your bad side, which is good here, because you're being yourself. Why you're being this way towards them is because somehow you wanna, like, invest emotionally in them. Okay, so I don't have lover cards here. It's more you wish to invest in getting to know them, and, you know, you're purely curious about them, perhaps, and you wish to nurture it, kind of stuff. Okay, and your challenge, Joe, here is to transform. So it's either transform or it's your intensity, your own intensity. Okay, because the death card could be many stuff. Okay, and I wake up to many new things the more I'm kind of like reading this, because the more like I became interested in someone, okay, the more I kind of started tapping into myself. Okay, so I would become more aware of my emotions, more aware of the way I would think, the way I would talk. I will start kind of thinking more intensely about the way I'm talking with this. I'll try to articulate more, but because my heart is pumping, or like I know that extra attraction element, it magnifies things more. So it gets more intenser. So transformation is happening in a more intenser way because you're feeling more intense. So you start acting a specific way. Now the challenge here could be that you feel you're blushing, and usually you're not used to that. So that's how you're transforming, because the way you flirt usually is not this way. You're not more gentler and more like softer with people, perhaps, if you're a male here, this one, or you're more aware of your own things, or you as a person have a very heavy shadow, okay? Like your energy comes down on people, you like, you feel like you kind of have more shadowy energy, and you kind of like, because you're facing this one head on. The challenge here with this woman is that she's too chill. She's very gentle, she's very pretty, she's soft and naked. Like naked in the form of like their energy is naked. You know, like when there's an energy that's pure and innocent, it's practically naked with you. It doesn't have a defense mechanism because it's open like that. So there's that dynamic. So when you're coming and facing me, my energy is very soft and tender and, you know, like open like that. You're coming on too strong, and that's the challenge here, because your energy is very intense. But then again, I need to mirror that element, or I need to face that energy, and we'll see how the energy will go. So in the initial, it's more like when you face them though, there's an element of, like, if you're a man, there's a third party and there's the Ace of Cups. You will perhaps start talking about your exes, this one, and your, like, achievements on a physical level, but you're not, like, their achievements, perhaps. People will praise you for those, but you yourself feel very lonely with those things. You feel like, yes, they're achievements, but I'm too lonely, and because I'm lonely or because I'm alone, I have nothing else but to focus on my work kind of stuff, okay? So it's more like you are putting this person, like, I want to say you're interested in this person, okay? Because this Four of Cups energy, it's more like this guy looked, because every time I look at it, it's the vibe I need to go in, okay? And every time I look at something, it might, based on my chemistry and my energy and how the card is being, like, perceived by me, the vibe completely changes. Like, you're perhaps happy that you're offering this new person a try, perhaps, and you're kind of, like, still in collaboration with your ex, perhaps, this one, but then again, this new opportunity of love that you're facing head on is more important for you right now. Okay, so cubicles in this picture, because there's several cubes, okay? Now, cubes, it's the Emperor energy I tap into, but cubes also are boxes, okay? Now, boxes can also be products. It could be achievements. It could be things that you have created yourself. You've worked hard on them. But sometimes it's more like you worked on those things because you were lonely, because that's the dynamic here. It's more like, I feel like with all these achievements I've done, all these successes, I still feel lonely. And there's the Three of Cups, which could be a third party. It could be your addictions. It could be your friends. They're close to you overall, but the important one is the Ace of Cups that's put on the square here. But you look pretty happy with the situation, but you're not facing it because you yourself are more lonelier, okay? So how you're gonna feel if you're a male here the next time you're gonna see them, it's not even about the woman. There's the woman, she'll face you head on and she'll look at you the usual way she looks at you, the way you like it, perhaps. But there's this element of neutrality in her expression. You can't read it this time around, okay? So in the near future. So during the meeting, I'm going with the male and female. We're gonna go the female male afterwards, okay? So with the Four of Cups, technically, you're working on offering this one, and investing in this one with the Ace of Coins and the Ace of Cups energy. Meanwhile, I don't want to say discarding. You're close to your ex, perhaps, or your addictions. You still do your addiction, or you're still close with your friends that are party freaks or something of the sort. Because it's more mundane energy I'm getting, okay? So there's something mundane in your life, or you feel mundane, you feel like it's just all objects, it's all just achievements, it's all just hard work. But then again, because I had nothing else to do but to work hard, because it's my only purpose, perhaps. It's the only thing that keeps me going. Perhaps you're the type that you like to work to forget things, you know, or the more you work, it's more like the therapy element, okay? Like, it's more therapeutic than anything. But then again, you feel this emptiness inside of you, but you're still happy that you have an option connected to someone that you might want to kind of mingle with or invest in. So overall, you wish to invest in this person, technically. But with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's more like, when you'll see them, you'll approach them. You'll give them something. And when you give them something, you might talk about your achievements. You'll talk about your exes, if you're the type that talks about your exes, or your addictions. You might talk about your addictions, your pastimes. It could also be like Three of Cups could also be your pastimes, your favorite sports, your activities that you do. Scouting, volunteering, I don't know, gardening, soccer, volleyball, swimming, hiking, biking, anything, okay? So you might talk about those things, but then again, most of all, though, you will not, like, when you're going to talk with them, or when there's going to be some exchanges here, you'll not look that much in their eyes, okay? You'll only glance at them when they're not looking, okay? At the end, you will have the eye contact, but that you like or that you love. But in the initial phase, it's more interaction, speaking, and, you know, like when you start talking about yourself, I kind of like look elsewhere when I talk about things I like, okay? Like, I don't kind of keep the eye contact on the person and I kind of like talk about it that way. I feel weird when I'm talking about myself in that way. I'll use more eye contact to, you know, tap into connecting with the person in a deeper level, okay? So if we're interacting, perhaps when you're interacting with them, you will talk more about yourself. I don't know if other people look in other people's eyes when they talk about what they like, but I find when you genuinely like things, you'll start looking elsewhere because you will go back in yourself. You want to disconnect from people sometimes because you want to focus on yourself so they can talk about express what you like instead of gazing in the eyes, because gazing in the eyes takes extra energy and attention. If you're going to tease someone, you can look in their eyes, or if you want to kind of explain something to someone, you will look in their eyes overall. But when you're going to talk about yourself, you're going to look elsewhere, technically, because you want to focus on yourself. So you look at objects or something, or you kind of like start doing a little movement because you're focused on talking about that, and based on how shy you are or how like everyday habit it is, it'll kind of be expressed in the way you behave when you're talking, technically. So that's what's gonna happen. There's gonna be an interaction. There might be some element of partying. There's might be some element of showing interest, perhaps. But when you're doing that, you feel quite lonely. Okay, so it's like that. Now, in the middle, in between, there's the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a lot of, I don't want to say unexpected things, but there are changes happening in the air, okay? So you'll feel the dynamic changing with this person overall. but you're manipulating it. That's why. The masculine energy is manipulating it. That's why. So whoever is the masculine energy or the male is manipulating it in a certain way. Now with the 9 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, 6 of Coins, and the 7 of Cups with the Sun card in reverse. So overall, if you're the male here, you feel like at first you're kind of hustling a bit, which is completely normal, okay? If you want to impress a person, but then again, by being yourself, you wish to impress them. So it's not technically being fake with the person. You're being yourself when you're kind of talking about yourself and you're genuinely getting to know the person, let's say. With the 9 of Wands, it's more like you feel like you're hustling a bit, okay? But you will arrive at the peak, okay? You arrived at the peak. So you will reach your goal, okay? So with the vision card, whichever vision you had, this one, you reached it with this person. The next time you will see them. Whoever is the male energy, okay? With the 7 of Swords, Joe, when you reach it, you might ego trip a bit, okay? As in, like, there's still an indifference, though, okay? There's this indifference. So, are you interested in this one? You're not sure. You just look at this person as if it's a goal you want to reach. But do you want this to be a missed opportunity? Like, that's my question is, do you want this to be a missed opportunity? Okay, give me more answers, please. Do you want this to be a missed opportunity? Upright cards. Upright cards. Okay. So I might have read this the wrong way. Perhaps it could be. I might have read this the wrong way. I'll give you the wrong. Perhaps it's you're not interested in nurturing this one. So it could definitely be that way here. That you're going to approach them, but you're going to reject them. And hence why you're manipulating this the way you want it. And you feel like getting this one to understand that it's a rejection was a bit of a hustle. And you're ego tripping about the fact that they liked you, but then again, you don't like them. And that you're happy that they understood or you rejected them completely. And that they're kind of like still interacting with you even though there was a rejection. But perhaps you might have another person in mind, could be, so you'll focus on that person during the event. So this one, it could be that what's gonna happen with this person, we're gonna go that way because I'm sensing it's more you're not interested in this one. Yeah, you're not interested in this one. You're focused elsewhere. Okay, so it could overall be that somehow, even if it's a person that might like you, even though it's a person that's, man, I don't know, when this one, adjustments are required. Being ordinary. being different from other people or being unique is emphasized here. Can I know advice here? Mask. Okay. Mask. Once I'm just gonna light up the lights. I don't know, okay? So if I'm a male here, I feel like the masculine energy is more conflicted than the feminine, okay? Because I have a mask and there's a guy in this picture, okay? So it's more the masculine energies dynamic I will be reading. I can't seem to pin it down, okay? So I don't know if you know and I'm not aware of it. Perhaps you'll just kind of have to correct to me. Please let me know if you're interested in this one or not, okay? Because for some of you, I know it's like you need to give this person a closure. And that's what's happening here. Or you want something to happen, but you're not 100% like, it's not, you're not 100% sure because I have the Chariot. But the Chariot with what energy, though? This is the World card. Okay, like, I don't want that. I want physical cards, please. But who's the aim? Who's the aim here? I'm sorry. How do you feel about this one? Tower card, 7 of coins, Ace of Wands, Moon card, Magician, 6 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Okay. Overall, whoever you are, like, I don't know what's happening with you, okay? It's more up and down, this one. You want to give them a try, you don't want to give them a try. You want to give them a closure, you don't know if you want to give them a closure. So that's why you're just interacting with this one, just to nurture your emotions, technically, here, this one. So there's no element if you're the masculine, okay? Usually males, you could definitely be this way because, honestly, sometimes you don't feel anything and you just objectify the situation. It's more like that. That's how you kind of approach situations in general. It does not mean anything except until you decide it means something. So this one is perhaps the normal way I'm kind of approaching the situation. It's more like you're acting aloof, but in a more I'm not gonna say stronger way. It's more like you're putting the action that you wish to put, but at the same time, like, you're indifferent of the outcome though. Because you're more ego tripping. If you're the guy here, you're ego tripping. Okay? You're happy that you, like, be it you're interested in her or not, you're still happy with the situation. You interacted with them, you talked about yourself, you talked about your friends, you talked about your addictions. Be it you were close enough to do those things or you like to do these things with anyone. It's just that this is how you interact with people. But the Wheel of Fortune, it's more like you were centered in the situation and you were just kind of like being authentic here. Because being ordinary is the focus here. So you are being yourself, technically, with this woman, whoever it is. With the 9 of Wands, it's more like you hustled a bit because you were getting out of your comfort zone. But then again, you ego tripped about it. Because you wanted to win here. You didn't want the person to be indifferent. Okay? Be it you gave this person a rejection. Okay? You rejected this person. Or you made it clear to them that you're not interested. So it could also be with the 4 of Cups. It's more like you're telling them that it's either you rejected them, but then again, you left the door open. It's that way, okay? This one, it's you rejected them, but you gave some kind of hope. What is this? So I don't know if you're juggling the situation, because I have the Seven of Pentacles that came, and that's where my kind of like discernment kind of started to kind of look at the element of, is there juggling element and cold shoulder giving? Because I have the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. You have Two of Pentacles and you have Five of Pentacles, and that's how the behavior is. It's more like the guy is holding Two of Pentacles, so the guy wishes to juggle. And we have the Five of Pentacles, which is the rest, but it's Seven of Pentacles, but the two of them are in his hand, which means that if you're the masculine energy, you wish to juggle the situation, but you don't want it to seem like it's a closure technically. But what's happening on your end, your goal here is that you want the person to be patient here. So you have planted certain seeds, you have certain intentions, but you want the person to kind of wait, because you don't know what you want technically, but you're being yourself overall. You're being yourself, this one, okay? So with the Nine of Wands, it's more like you were hustling because perhaps, you know, you're trying to get the mask out of the way technically with this one, but then again, you ego tripped a bit because you succeeded at doing this, but you were very happy underneath, or the interaction with this woman was more like your child, your inner child came, okay? Like you felt more innocent somehow, even though you ego tripped and you hustled, you felt younger inside somehow, okay? And when you felt younger somehow, you saw this woman gaze in your eyes, okay? Like she gazed deeply in your eyes, and you kind of like had a certain, I don't want to say awakening, this one. It's more like when you kind of look at this card, it's more like you know that you have to face this gaze. But it's so serene, it's so simple, it's so up in front of your face that like you felt like you connected with this one. You didn't feel like ashamed of being yourself. You didn't feel ashamed of what you were offering them because she was receiving it without judging you or without feeling like shameful that she's taking it from you kind of stuff. So it was more equal give and take interaction. Okay? So this is what happened with this one. Now, if you're a woman here and this is a man I'm talking about, it's that, you know, like you just understand that adjustments are required on both your ends, okay? Now, this guy was brainstorming, okay? And what was happening is that you were chilling on the side and you were being entertained somehow, and you were being your soft, gentle, loving, and meditative or zen vibe, okay? When he approaches you, how he's gonna approach you is that he's gonna offer you something, okay? He's gonna offer you pomegranates. Now, pomegranates, he's just gonna offer you something, okay? We're gonna go more simple, because pomegranate, you might check the symbolism of it and you might kind of get an awakening about it. It might be it as it might not be, okay? But just know that when he's offering it to you, just understand that he's getting out of his comfort zone, okay? He's definitely gonna blush a lot. You're gonna see that there's a bit like a thick and like a tick energy a bit, okay? He's gonna blush a lot. He's gonna be very red, and at first it's gonna be more like silent, and you're gonna be like two people secluded somehow when the interaction will happen, or because the interaction is just so intense, you feel it intensely, let's say, as a woman. You will feel it intensely because you're more softer and tenderer, and the energy, the challenge here is the Death card, which is the intensity element, okay? It's that transformational sexual energy a bit, okay? But it's not just that, it's that death element, that element of decomposition, that element of feeling like you're kind of being ripped apart or something. it's intense though, okay? So if you're the softer type of female, for sure, if this is a masculine, he might have a heavy shadow, perhaps, this guy. When I'm saying heavy shadow, there's a way they look down at you, okay? At first, because there's interaction that need to happen. So why he's gonna do that is because he wishes to nurture himself an opportunity, okay? Or both of you wish to juggle a certain, it's not juggle, both of you perhaps want a new beginning, okay? And the challenge is to bring rebirth in the process, okay? So this could also be this way, okay? The death card could be rebirth element. The challenge is to allow the transformation to happen, which you are, okay? So I'm gonna give you the negative one first, and then I'm gonna give you the positive one. But overall, I'm telling you, I believe this guy does not know what to do with you yet. He just wants an option. If this is a male who's approaching you, okay? At a party or something, okay? And when he's gonna approach you, he might talk about, at first he will be very bored when he's talking about his achievements, his investments, his ex-girlfriend, his girlfriends, boyfriends, ex-girls and boys, okay? Like, guys, just switch it up orientation-wise. You're gonna see the more he's gonna talk about himself, the more lonelier he will get, okay? But he's being himself, which is, you have to give them props, okay? Because he's being himself, okay? If he's depressed, or it's not, okay, it could be depressed energy, but it's not really that. He's more disappointed with certain stuff, like his addictions, his pastimes, his sports, or his life seems very mundane for him, okay? It looks very materialistic, but he seems very empty. Like, his life looks empty overall. So he's talking about that, and he's kind of like that. You're gonna see him do that, okay? Like, he's gonna go in his own world, and you're gonna go with him in that world of, like, Black Pit or something, okay? Okay, so it's more like he's gonna, like, perhaps you might have a deep conversation. That's the vibe here. If you're a woman, you're gonna see that he's gonna it's opening up energy. But overall, it's a rejection. Why? Because he's focused on himself. That's the vibe here. Okay, so if you're the male here still watching, you might focus on yourself. That's why it might seem like a rejection element to the female. Okay? Now, if it's a rejection you wish to create, okay? If it's the other way around, then you're just being yourself technically, and if you're the woman here, he's being himself, and he's just releasing a lot of baggage, perhaps, connected to the third party, connected to the, like, simplicity of life, perhaps. That's too boring for him, okay? Whatever it is. Then, in the middle section, it's more like you feel like your dynamic is changing a bit. Somehow, it's changing, okay? Things are changing between you and me, okay? You and them, okay? And in the near future, it's more like you're gonna see that he's kind of like, he's gonna talk about his overachievement, or he's kind of like talking about the hard work and the hardness and the challenges of his projects, perhaps. And with the Seven of Swords, it might be that when he's talking about his projects or his business or his, you know, financial investing, you know, in incomes or stuff like, I don't know if guys talk about this all the time, but, you know, if it's the type that works to forget, perhaps it's more the type that's more like an overachiever, perhaps. But then again, it just becomes such a habit at some point that It's more like they're gonna start talking a bit about their obstacles or the obstacles that come with their life situation. And he's gonna feel a bit proud of himself when he's gonna do that, because you didn't know about that part of them. And they're gonna feel very happy, or you will feel happy when he's kind of like expressing these things about himself. And that's when you're gonna observe at him, and you're gonna feel like you're one of his options, technically. And you're just gonna kind of be yourself and have an equal give and take, perhaps. But I don't see you talk that much, okay? Like, I just see both of you to like be very unpredictable with each other, perhaps. It's like that. So let me read to you the mask card, okay, from the Modern Nirvana Oracle, okay? Mask. Oh, this one does not have a legend. Did it? No, it did not. Mask, where are you? Man, this is so embarrassing sometimes. Deja vu, emotion, emptiness. Okay, so man is left himself when he talks in his own person. Okay, no, 1 second. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell the truth. Okay, so masculine energy, whoever's here, just listen. At this moment, you are being asked to consciously play with the many forms or avatars that you have the potential to embody. Okay, the mask card has presented itself as a reminder that now is the time to design and refine your character so that you can take flight and spread your creative wings. This freedom will allow you to openly express the many experiences you have collected up until this point by consciously molding a character that is an amalgamation of your own active imagination. It is time to configure your character into an archetype that feels unique and special to you so that you can method act your new expression on the world's great stage of possibility. Sometimes we must attempt something we have never done before to reach the next stepping stone on our path. Okay? First, try connecting to what feels like the most authentic version of yourself and watch with curiosity as the world responds to this new iteration of you. Okay? So negativity may creep in at this stage, but you can reroute thoughts simply by saying, I can do anything, or I am that I am. I cannot be any other way, technically. Dream the biggest dream you could possibly dream at this phase, as the stepping stones bring us closer to our highest excitement. Dig deep into what feels new and exhilarating, and allow yourself to transform into this brilliant shimmering of potential as you dazzle the world with your highest expression of self. Perhaps this may even look like creating an experience or being somewhere you always wished you could go. Release all judgments of the unknown and see if you can perceive things for the first time while also playing with the many expressions that are you. Okay? We are not our body or our thoughts, and when we release the idea of who we think the world wants us to be, we can finally be free. Okay? Explore what that freedom looks like today and which mask you wore or took off to get there. Okay? So there's a mantra here. I can do and become anything I choose. I now choose to embody the avatar of my highest excitement, and the mask I now wear brings me closer to a feeling of enlightenment and my truest me. Okay, so the mask you're using perhaps is not the mask that other people want you to wear. Okay, so it's technically what you want to be. Okay, so the mask is technically your own mask, and you're putting that mask willingly. But instead of going in a more disappointed, you know, the usual you energy that's more mundane and feeling more depressed, or, you know, like feeling like everything is just so boring, you know, you can make things exciting for you. Be the person you wish to be instead of just being the materialistic, you know, hardworking type of person, or just being that, I don't know, swimmer type of person, or that person that likes to do bungee jumping. Bungee jumping perhaps is more exciting than anything, but you can embody that energy, which are part of you. It's just that instead of like talking about work, perhaps that's more like you work to forget, you can use other sides of yourself. The moment you are happy, the moment you are with your brother or sisters or your family, you have a certain side to you. You can express those sides to other people. That's how you can be yourself with them, and they can kind of at least see the real you that you wish to project. And if you feel like the real you is not interesting or is too depressed, then you can create a side of you that is more exciting. You can make that happen for yourself. Instead of being the person that you think I want you to be, or you want this girl to see, like you think this girl wants to see you a specific way, but then again, the advice here is not to show this girl what you think this girl needs to see you as. It's more, show this girl what you really are, technically. We're encouraging you to wear the mask that you wish to put. Now, the mask technically is your authentic self. It's just that you can choose to use the mask in the form of pretend to be the person that other people want you to be, or you think that other people need to see you this way, instead of putting the mask that you want people to really see you as. And you would feel exciting to be yourself, or you would feel like you're happy to be yourself, technically, and you're wearing that mask, technically, that's more of your own making. But it's more you. It's originality or ordinary elements. Simply you, technically. Just a more positive you instead of a more depressed you. Okay? And perhaps that's the only way you can kind of tap into more good self-esteem and, you know, make this woman less, that like make this woman doubt her own self-esteem, perhaps this one. I don't know, because also another element, if you're the workaholic type and you're the overachiever type and you seem disappointed when you talk about those things, it could also create a certain self-esteem issue in this woman, be it she's very positive thinker or not, whoever this woman is or whoever you are. She will try to be herself, but just remember with the Starborn, it's a person that has certain talents, but they're not famous yet. But once there is spark around this woman, and they are pretty rare, and they're pretty expensive, or they're pretty luxurious, pretty precious as a person. What was my train of thought? My point was, technically, if you're disappointed with all your achievements, then perhaps in my eyes, those achievements is like, damn, you worked hard. Perhaps I have not worked hard like that. But then again, perhaps your point of view of your achievements is just so simple because you have nothing else to focus on, or it's a passion of yours, technically. Mine, I don't have that same, you know, ability as you to kind of like put my time and effort in works and achievements. And when you're saying those things, it's more like, for me, could be, am I fit enough to be with a person like you, perhaps? You know, am I fit enough? Do I need to kind of be a workaholic like you, perhaps? But even if I were to be a workaholic, perhaps I don't understand of your situation, or is this what being hardworking or materialistically stable, or, you know, lost in money could be? I don't know this one. I don't understand this vibe. There might be money, there might not be, but the cubicle element, it's foundations for me. cubes, it's the Emperor energy. Emperor, it's a kingdom element. Now, we don't have the Emperor in the card. We have a disappointed man in the card. And the disappointment is leading to rejection. But there's emotions here. So, I don't know how... I gave you many variables. It will be one of those, for sure. It's just that, just understand if you're the male here, that if you want the... This one, keeping at a distance, but then again, no. So, this is the reading, okay? I cannot define everything. I'm not, like, I can't do more than this, okay? This is, like, where I stop in this situation. What's gonna happen is that we're gonna have a conversation. You're gonna get to know each other. There is an element of we wanna kind of... It's the beginning phase, perhaps. It's the beginning phase of getting to know each other. There might be some element of emotion here. There might be some element of innocence here. Or there might be some element of transformation here or rebirth element. Now, if you're the woman here and there's a man, this man is more like you're going to see this guy a specific way. And if you were the guy, I was going to read this in the form of what you were doing with this. So a masculine energy is more acting and the feminine energy is more receptive. So I gave you both both approaches. If I was a woman, I'm going to approach you in the form of you're talking about yourself, but you're disappointed in yourself. You feel like I would feel like you're very lonely, you're very like bored with your life, with your achievements and stuff like that. And that in itself, it's more like you're rejecting happiness from your life, technically. Although you know you want to work in offering yourself a new beginning in love, then again, you have certain baggages, addictions, exes, and issues with exes, perhaps, that are kind of like making you more in a reject. Like, I feel, if I'm the woman, I feel like you're rejecting me. It's not open towards me. Your body language is not technically open about me, towards me, because you're talking about yourself, technically, which is a good thing. So it's in the form of like a therapy session. It could be in the form of like, because your energy, if you're the woman, or her energy, if we're talking about a guy connected to a woman, her energy is just so lovable, innocent, and it meets you with a certain consistency that you are able to open up about yourself. You became ordinary, but you realize being yourself is good with this one. You felt the connection with them at the end because there was this eye contact with them. So you will have eye contact with this gentleman or this man who's a bit disappointed in the initial phase. It's just that the dynamic will change because he is his goal was to face you head on. Be it he had to reject you or not, he will ego trip a bit about his achievements, or he will talk about his achievement in a more egoistic manner. So his power tripping elements will come out, which is completely normal, okay? But overall, he's going to feel very happy, because if men don't boast about themselves, they're not going to feel happy, okay? I know that about my dad, okay? Like, my brother also has the same thing. If they start boasting about themselves, it's a good sign, because they feel happy about what they did, or their decision, or their achievements and stuff like that, okay? And then you have, like, the element of having an equal give and take. So perhaps you will have this interaction element going on. Like, she will talk about herself also, perhaps. You'll get to know them, but it's not the main focus. This one, it's more like the masculine energy. The male will release much more than the female, but it's overall normal because females are more receptive. Okay, so we are more sensitive. We absorb your energy more. So we will, like, at the end of this event, or at the end of this meeting, the female will know more about the masculine than the masculine will know more about the female. Like that. Okay? And there might also be a guy who has their eye on this female that you're kind of interacting with. So, ladies, if you're here, there might be a protector, okay? Be it your father is there, your brother is there, could be family environment, as it could be a guy who's very protective over you, okay? So there's a man who's kind of supervising you, or your bodyguard, or something of the sort, okay? Like, it could be a friend bodyguard, it could be a crush bodyguard that you don't reciprocate the same feeling as, and the masculine will also see that, okay? You're gonna see that there's another guy who's pretty protective over this one. Perhaps it will be also the reason why you would kind of like interact with them. okay? And also for the man, if you're the woman, you're gonna realize that, like, no, this is for guys, okay? You're gonna realize that this woman is looking at you out of all her options, technically. So you have her focus. If she's the woman who's waiting alone on the side and she was chilling alone, you were able to get her focus on you, okay? And she was there. She was chilling with you and she was receptive to you. And for some of you, this woman is talented, okay? She could be a healer. She has certain, like, I don't want to say clairaudient, or certain abilities, like psychic or something, because the Seven of Cups is a psychic energy. If you are the psychic person here, you'll know if you're the psychic. Now, if I'm saying psychic, it's more like you have certain gifts, okay? It's not like divination and stuff like that. It could be, as it might not be, but we're going to go more simple, and we're going to go more human here. You'll perhaps talk about him, and you're gonna perhaps counsel him or something of the sort, okay? So you will have that interaction, and the overall relationship will be ordinary. It's gonna be an ordinary day, like usual, like that. So it's gonna be more natural, this one. Okay, that was it, I presume. Okay, so you'll know. Was such a long reading. How many? Oh my god. Okay. So that was it, part 1. Hope it resonated. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen the next time you guys meet. Okay, there's gonna be counseling element, and there's gonna be an element of a man who's gonna talk about himself. Get to know, but overall talk about himself and his achievements and his challenges in life and his power tripping elements. It's good. It's not bad, okay? Like, I'm not saying you're ego tripping or power tripping, or even if you were to power trip or ego trip, it's completely normal if there's a male here, okay? It's normal. How else will you feel like a man? You know, it's real. It's weak. I woke up to stuff, okay? Like, because I have triggers too, okay? As a person and as a reader, I have triggers too. I used to get triggered when people ego trip, but I had certain family issues, technically, that tick me off, okay? But it's not connected to you, it's more family environment elements, okay? You also, if you're a male or you're a woman, you have those similar issues with your parents, okay? Each parent and each individual is different, so each family relationship is different, okay? And you might have your own little takes off that will manifest in the form of reaching out to females or males, perhaps. You will face them when the time is right, okay? I face them sometimes in the tarot readings, okay? So it's like that. And then I awaken to situations, obviously. Man, it's getting cold in here. So that was it, part 1. Hope you have a beautiful day, okay? See you again on my next video or in the next piles to come, perhaps for other people. Now, that was it for Pink Agate. Now, whoever chose the Polychrome Jasper, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So I'll just take the time to promote fast. Once my channel reaches 6,300 subscribers. It has not reached it yet, okay? I will offer 22 lucky subscribers free readings of 5 to 15 minutes, okay? So that's what project I'm working on for now. Apart from that, I hope you're all safe and healthy, you're doing well, your family is important, but your family is doing well too, okay? Stay strong if there are any difficult challenges that you're facing, okay? Have faith, okay? No matter how difficult it seems, or allow yourself the time to digest the elements, the truths, okay? If you need to. So what will happen the next time you're going to see this person live, okay, on a physical level? So what vibe will this person be in? So you have comfort. So they're not comfortable, okay? Like they're feeling discomforted. They don't feel good. Connected to your advances, okay? So if you're a male, they're not comfortable with your advances. They're not welcome there, okay? I don't know why I'm saying that. Prosperity lies ahead for you. So advice here is saying prosperity lies ahead. Now what's gonna happen with this person? Erotic bliss. So I'll read this differently because this is her giving you a gaze. So this one is erotic bliss, okay? So she's very turned on look, okay? So I don't, okay, perhaps it could be, okay? So the more turned on you are, the less comfortable you are with the excitement you feel, the arousal you're feeling. So overall, you conquesting her, or you kind of wishing to devour her, is getting way more intensified here. So she will wish to run away instead of be conquered, this one. But for you, prosperity lies we'll see 1 second. Okay, so what vibe is this? Okay, truth and fairness. Okay, so the truth is your face, this one. So I don't know where we're going. Before I start, I'm just gonna give you certain initials, whoever is watching this. Okay. Dublin, Ireland. Okay, so D-U-B. Then you have Frankfurt, Germany. F-R-A, okay? Francis came to mind, okay? Like Francesca, Francesco, that. But overall, German people came in head, okay? Because perhaps you guys, if I'm talking, like, I always think like I'm talking to men, okay? But I'm talking also to women. So if you're a woman here watching this, it's more the dynamic of a man's perspective, could be. Or this is what's happening in the masculine energy. Except if you know that this is not his vibe, then it's just all gibberish talk. But this one, when I saw the conquest and the comfort in reverse, and I said when I have reverse, it's more like not favorable energy, okay? So I'm not feeling comfortable, okay? But I'm not comfortable also with the conquest element. But if you look at these cards, it's very aroused energy. Look. And this man here looks pretty like Scandinavian, German, and, you know, Ireland, man. Or Scotland overall. I channeled Scotland, but Ireland and Scotland are not technically the same. They don't have the same personality, okay? Like the culture is different. But similar still, because they're the same, like Germanic, or what I call, I don't know, whichever civilization it was that kind of lurked around the same geometrical planes and stuff like that. But not the same history for sure, I know. But Dublin, D-U-B. So D-U-B. David came in head, okay? Bob came in head. Bernard, Bobby, somehow, Bernard, F, Francis, Francisco, Francesca, France, could be a name, N-C-E, so it's French also. So it could be French person, German person, or Ireland, Irish person, okay? With a lot of abs and a very good chest area, okay? So the man could be very fierce, perhaps, this one, or you could be a man here and you're very fierce, so you have like this brooding dynamic going on. I don't know, okay? This one, but look, the erotic bliss, this one, could be the other way around, but I'm looking at the card, and this is what I'm getting. Interesting. So, hazel eyes. Person, whether it's a woman or a man, has hazel eyes. November, gray eyes, amber eyes, brown eyes, 26, 19, 11, blue. Okay, so this is all that I have. Okay, and I had September too. Okay, so you'll know. But overall, for the viewer, prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. I'll see what I'm gonna get with the rest. Who's this guy or this woman? Okay, the vision. I don't know if this is a woman or a man, okay? But the woman overall in this picture is gazing erotically at you. But she's more in a meditative dynamic, and she looks pretty content with herself, technically. And with the vision. So it might be a meditator for sure, because I have like cross leg there. I have peacock energy. I have an oyster. It's a very sexual energy for some part. So, perhaps you being the masculine energy is not very comfortable with the aspect that this woman is conquering you. Could be. I don't know. But prosperity lies ahead. You have Taurus energy here. So when I have Taurus, for me, it's senses. 5 senses. Sensitive. Like, very good lovers, Tauruses. Okay? Like, specifically touch-wise, taste-wise, smell-wise, that. Like, every time I have this very sexual energy in my paws, I used to. When I had, like, in my previous videos, I kind of... they're no longer public. I used to have this Taurus energy that would be very, like, sensuous. Okay? Like... the best lover you could have, perhaps. Connected to techniques, okay? Like, in my headspace, okay? Like, I don't know if Tauruses are really like this, though, okay? People who date or have married Tauruses will know, okay? Only those will know. So if you have married a Taurus, or you are a Taurus, I mean, I don't want people who are Tauruses to say it, but you know better, you know yourself better than me. You could express yourself overall. So this one is in reverse. Okay, so what's gonna happen the next time we're gonna see each other? You're gonna see each other. Okay, it's the Page of Pentacles. There's no action. This one. There's just vision. And vision, just observation. Discomfort. One is discomforted with the aspect of being conquered. The challenge here is the, you know, the Chariot. The reason why is this way is the King of Wands. I don't know. Okay, so you have the Nine of Swords for the female energy. In the middle section, we have the Knight of Wands. There's this wand holding, okay? So it's a phallic energy holding a phallic, okay? But nothing is happening, okay? So, or is, I don't know, okay? So we have the Page of Swords with the 8 of Wands. Okay. I don't know. Like, okay. The dynamic I'm sensing. Peacock is masculine energy too, okay? So erotic bliss might be a man too here, okay? It's not only a woman. Prosperity lies ahead. Want it or not, be it it's a favorable energy or not. The truth and fairness. So you're gonna get the truth to your face. But what's the truth? Okay, let me see. You have the freaking, okay, look. Truth and fairness. Ma'at and justice card is the same card. What ways the prosperity lies ahead? What's gonna happen with this woman or this man? Might be money wise, it might be. These two cards came again. And there's a wand. Look, wand holding for me, okay, I'm gonna go more with the sexual energy because perhaps I'm a dirty minded person, okay? I'm not gonna lie to your face. Dirty minded is my character, okay? I'm dirty-minded. Diva is usually dirty-minded, okay? I like to read historical romance and stuff like that, okay? So this one, when I'm seeing phallic, like wand holding, okay? Like have the King of Wands out holding a wand, obviously because it's the King of Wands. Then you have the Knight of Wands in the present, like in the middle section, and then you have the Truth connected to... But... Okay, let me kind of tap into this. So you are meeting someone. Okay, like what's gonna happen the next time you're gonna see this person or you're gonna meet them? Physically, a masculine energy here is interested in, I'm not gonna say invest, but get to know. Okay, so I wish to get to know you. Why I wish to get to know you is because of the King of Wands. Now, who's the King of Wands? You have the Queen of Swords here. Oh. Overall, whoever it is, the vibe is they're not comfortable with the erotism here. Okay, they're not comfortable with the conquest element. Okay, like I perhaps might not like to be either caged, or I don't like to be like conquered, or I'm not comfortable getting conquered because I've never experienced it. Okay, you know, sometimes if like, we'll go with my example here, this one. Now, if there's a person who's interested in me, obviously if it's a man and I'm a woman, I will need to somehow be taken care of, and a man will wish to take care of me, but then again, man needs to conquer me somehow. You know, it's more, masculine energy is more about conquering, you know, and feminine energy is more about receiving, receptivity, and masculine, usually if you wish to kind of invest in a person, or how you can know if you wish to kind of, you're really serious about this one, is if you kind of see yourself taking care of them, technically. And a woman will feel more, you know, like a woman in a relationship once she kind of looks at the man and she feels like she could trust this man, you know? It's like that, this one. So comfort does not necessarily mean rejection, this one, because if I'm the feminine energy and I'm giving you this erotic bliss element, eye gazing meditatively, okay, it means that there's a level of interest, perhaps, but perhaps not comfort being like conquered, because erotic bliss, you do it alone, okay? Like, you make sure your orgasm is in your own hands, so you embrace that ecstasy element on an alone manner. So it could be the card of masturbation, but I don't think a person is gonna masturbate in front of you physically. So we're not gonna go with the literal way, unless you'll know. It's a different situation, you'll know, okay? But I don't think this person does. Like, you'll see, you'll be the judge of that, okay? I'm gonna leave that open. With the erotic bliss, it's more, you know, having this connection with you. So there is an eye connection, so it is sexual eye gazing that's gonna happen. Perhaps I might not feel comfortable doing it, but or I'm not comfortable with you brooding over me. Okay, I'm not comfortable with you brooding over me. Because after like the moment I kind of open it, it's more like I'm not comfortable with your conquering me. Okay, so I don't like, when I'm saying that, it's more like a man going on top of me fastly when I'm not like willing, or I'm not like, have not broken the ice yet, you know, that kind of stuff. Or like a person who's kind of going in my bubble and I'm like, I'm not comfortable with the element of having that closeness element here, okay? So it could be a woman as it could be a masculine energy here, this one. But I feel like the masculine energy is more driven than the feminine, because the masculine energy really wants to drive forward, okay? It's like the one with the vision, okay? And why he's doing that is because he's a spontaneous type, okay? The King of Wands is overall the type that will, you know, it's a real man with big balls. It will kind of like ground it fastly. It's action oriented overall, okay? And the challenge is to kind of work on the mission, whatever it is that he wants to do. Now, the woman overall will be so like out of her mind when okay, what is this 9 of Swords energy about? Okay, yeah, if this is a woman, she's like, look, if I'm able to, I'm just gonna give you energy, okay? You just tap into it. It's just the manifestation of it, so just witness it, okay? I'm not saying this person does this, but it's like that. Now, if a woman is able to please herself completely, okay, she has the best orgasm of her life, do you think she would need a man? Okay, that's one thing. Now, if she's this blissed out with herself, she's pretty independent, okay? So she doesn't need a man, technically. So when a real man comes, do you think she's gonna feel comfortable being receptive to another person when she can provide for herself, technically? It's like that. But this one, it's not an element that I don't want a man. This is more like I've not adjusted to a man energy yet, okay? Because, or I need to adjust to your, because masculine energy, it's brooding, okay? Like, it's definitely like penetrating, okay? So your vibe, if you're a man here, it's penetrating. So if you're a woman, his energy is pretty obvious, okay? His masculine energy is pretty obvious. So when you're gonna have, perhaps you could be this woman with erotic bliss, you could be this woman, but overall we're talking about who this person is. So how they're gonna behave is more, there's gonna be an eye contact, and you're one of you or both of you, this person has this bliss out look, the way they look at you. So it's gorgeous eye contact, this one you're gonna get. With the Vision card, it's a very meditative person, it's a self-recognized person, it's a grounded person, it's a nature-loving person, it's an awake person. It could be a person in the arts of esoterics, or they have certain knowledges, be it Sanskrit, yoga, Reiki, masonry, scouting, and stuff like that, okay? It's a self-made or self-recognized, or it's a person that knows that whatever happens in life, they can make conscious choices. It's a very conscious person overall. And a person that gazes eye to eye with you, they're not afraid to meet you eye to eye, technically, okay? And the truth is to your face, want it or not. So it's a very honest and bold situation here. So I will boldly show you just to what point I'm not used to masculine advances, That's what's gonna happen here. It's a very meditative person. So if it's a meditative person, it's a person that does not allow other people's energies to influence them. But they don't allow it overall to influence their self-recognition, their self-esteem, their, you know, their purpose in life. But overall, with you, perhaps, it's more like I'm not comfortable. Does not mean that, like, I'm not comfortable being receptive to your conquest. I'm not comfortable. It's either I'm not comfortable, I don't know how to be receptive. Okay, some people, they've never dated a man like me, perhaps, and I'm not used to men's advances. I don't feel comfortable, okay? I used to have big walls before. Now, with hard work with my guru, you know, I kind of like more comfortable. My energy is more, less private, okay? Like I'm less blocked, technically. So whether or not I have to be receptive to, but it does not mean that I'm comfortable with the advances, you know, that a man could have with me. I need to adjust to it. But for you, if you could be a man or you could be a woman who's wishing to kind of, you know, approach this one, the truth is that you'll see the truth. Okay? This is just a simple truth. This is just what you need to know, is that this one perhaps does not allow themselves to be influenced by people. Now, if they're not used to being influenced by other people, it could also mean that they're not comfortable with your advances. Hence why they want to manipulate the situation. Because if I'm this masterful with myself, okay, and I need to feel like I'm comfortable, it's more like my integrity as a, you know, like a meditative person will kind of like, I will start thinking instead of being mindful. It's like that. Okay, so when you're overwhelmed or you're kind of like, you become so aware to some point that you kind of overthink the situation, you think the worst of the situation. Okay, it can be also that she will judge herself for feeling uncomfortable with your advances. Okay, so perhaps it could be a person that wants to be in a relationship. It's just that it's a person that's not used to people's advances, males or females, or it's a person that's very meditative. So they don't want. Do I want or I don't want this one? You'll need to follow your intuition. That's the only answer I have. Follow your own judgment. Be hopeful, okay? Overall, whoever's watching, just have faith that it's gonna happen. But don't be too brooding. And even if you're too brooding, just remember that this one's not comfortable with men's advances. Okay, if this is a woman, very similar to me, I'm not comfortable with men's advances. Okay, I need time to adjust to a man's advances. Okay, like, because if you're okay, look, if you believed you wanted to be a yogi, okay, or you wanted to kind of enhance your spiritual knowledge and stuff like that, like me, perhaps, you don't know what you're asking for until you reach a certain point where you're more like, okay, because what happens with a yogi's path, like, with my experience, my point of view, and I'm not saying I'm a yogi because I cannot consider myself completely yogi. Okay, I still want to be, because it's an amazing vibe to be in. But like, my dream was to get married, you know, like find my soulmate, my life partner, and it's the main reason why I started the spiritual path. But being born and growing up, I always had this discomfort being myself. So I always reach for wishing to feel more harmonious within myself, wishing to feel more balanced with myself. And then it became more like divine feminine and masculine. So because I had like this, you know, female male dynamic. I thought I was bisexual perhaps, but then again, it's more like the spirituality inside of me that was growing, you know. Like when you go very spiritual, you realize that gender is really not it, not just gender. It's a, you know, the duality or the opposites attract, and the divine feminine and masculine, it's inside of you. So I reached out, you know, like I started off wishing to be a man. Now I'm not gay, okay, I don't see myself as a man either. I know I was born a female, so I'm a female and I'm straight, you know, like because I wished always to have this life partner concept, you know, like meet my life partner, be married, have a harmonious home, you know, like have babies. But then again, babies perhaps, I don't know, because in some way it's different from being a yogi. But you could be a yogi and still have children, perhaps. You never know. It's just your life path. You just need to fulfill. So this one, it's more reaching that phase of, you know, enlightenment or recognition, self-recognition, believing that you are the master of your own life. So making decisions consciously, not reacting to things, and consciously acting towards it or responding to it. Many things change, okay? So you start blossoming from inside, okay? So when you blossom from inside, you have that advantage of, you know, erotic bliss, okay? It comes naturally with it, okay? The more you meditate, okay? There was a phase where I used to meditate with nature, okay? To what point Mother Nature is gorgeous and aphrodisiac-y, I can tell you, okay? So, the sun and just looking at trees, listening to branches, I would be able to kind of tap into a state of ecstasy, okay? It's a certain level of dimension of being, and, you know, you tap into plants, and you tap into wind, and you tap into the world, you tap into people, the weather, you know, the sun, the clouds. It's very healing, obviously, but it's natural because that's where you have to be, you know, like in the present moment, that's where you have to be, blissed out, crazy. And yogis, yoga people, like people that do yoga, they do it for a reason, because the chemistry of your body is just so blissful. You feel like you're high when you have not smoked. You feel like you're high just by standing still and being in that boundless energy, specifically at specific times of the day. There's many reasons. I'm not going to talk about those things, but imagine that I had to, because being a yogi also, you stop touching people because you know that there's an energetic exchange. Now, if you are in the path of liberation, which is also another element I woke up to, liberation means that your body will be useless to you. It's a vessel. So it's that completion element that, you know, you get reborn every time, and every time, like, it's facing your own karma, your karmic cycles, etc. With the phases, the horoscope signs, the horoscope seasons, the signs, and all that kind of stuff. It's more karmic. But when you do yoga, you kind of ride those cycles, okay? You can manifest faster, you can manifest possibilities and put the efforts, and it becomes easier because the baggage you have inside of you is empty. You don't have baggages, so you become like a fool, the fool energy in the tarot decks. So when you're foolish like that, everything is pleasurable action. You just have your mindset on something. You don't care if like you're walking down a path that's like a cliff or something, because, you know, Lady Gaga, I'm at the edge of glory. It's like that. It's the edge of glory. It's that threshold element, you know, having blind faith that it's gonna happen, but because you have no inertia, like you have no baggage, you don't have something that's holding you. But when we're saying nothing is holding you, it means that you have no attachment to family, you have no attachment to children, you have no attachment to other people's judgment, you have no attachment to financial situations, because you're free like that. Imagine. That's what yogis are. You've seen yogis that kind of go in the Himalayas and like with their underwear only. Imagine. and they're meditating there in that coldness with root rocks and stuff like that. It's purifying their energy, but the more you purify yourself, the more occult knowledges you get, the more you discover life secrets and stuff like that. But then again, if you don't know how to maintain your body, then definitely you'll lose it. So that's where I had a stop element there. It's more like with my journey, it's more like I would always meditate with Shiva. Okay, Shiva is the destroyer, you know, it's the having nothing. Nothing is stopping you, not even death kind of stuff. So more like I would always go with that because I always had an affinity with Shiva, okay, and a Dhyana Linga, which is my guru. I'm talking about more about my guru, but I'm pretty sure many other people have different experiences with their guru. Mine is a known influencer. You can trust him as you might not. It varies, okay? Like, I feel like he makes me doubt myself sometimes, but it's still okay because I went in it willingly this time around. And I would always meditate with the Dhyana Linga, or I would always meditate with Adiyogi. I would never meditate with Devi. And Devi is the divine feminine energy and Mercury energy. And Dhyana Linga and Adiyogi, or the Shiva energy, it's more eyes closed. But Devi, you have your eyes open. So it's more material success. It's more divine feminine energy. It's more abundance, family, prosperity, fertility, and stuff like that. So I would never meditate with Devi until recently. So imagine I would always go with liberation in mind, but I always thought that liberation was the key. Then again, I kind of had to redirect myself towards Devi, which is the more divine feminine energy, because I wish to get married in this lifetime before I die, you know, technically, or I kind of liberate myself technically. So this one, it's a yogi person, or it's a meditative person that has enhanced their energy, perhaps. They don't have baggages that much, and if they do have it, they have ways to manage them, okay? It's just that perhaps they're not comfortable with the element of like being receptive. And that's why I start my meditation with Devi, because I would be very more liberating. So when you're liberating, there's detachment that happens. So when you detach yourself, it means that you don't talk with your friends. You don't value your friends. You don't need people overall because you want to be more alone. You want that hermit energy. You want to just focus on your own liberation, your own spiritual path towards liberation, okay? Basically a lonely life. But when I'm saying lonely, it's not a yogi's perspective, technically. But when I say redirection, it's more like I had to focus more on feminine energy, and I had to meditate more with Devi, Mercury energy, so that I can become more receptive, because I became very detached. That's the thing. So if it's a similar energy to me, now this one we are going very deep because I'm explaining certain stuff to you, and I don't know if other people are very meditative like this one, or they have gone through this process similarly to me. But overall, just imagine a yogi person who's more in their energy, okay? Like, they don't touch people necessarily, they don't hug people, they don't talk with people unnecessarily, okay? You know, like, they don't have this chit-chatting habits, you know, like, they don't like to gossip and stuff like that. And if they gossip, they say things with solution in mind, or, you know, with a higher good in head. But they're always more detached. You always feel like there's nothing they don't want to interact with you. They don't want to get to know you. It's like that because they're more focused on their own paths, this one. They are this one. But with the eye contact you might get with them, it could be very, very blissful or very, very erotic, is because the energy they have within themselves is truly blissful. Okay? People that do yoga, for sure, they have this blissful energy to them. But based on your own karma with this person and what their life path situation is. But this one, the erotic bliss interaction with you, gives me an idea that this is a person that is fertile, that is sexual, that is alive, like that. Okay, so mind you, yogis, they're very alive, okay? Even though they're detached, they're very alive. They live life in a certain intensity, okay? So be it it's with Devi, which is a divine feminine. Divine feminine energy is insane too. Like, she's more on nerves than a masculine energy. Masculine energy is more testosterone, like that, and survival instincts and stuff like that. But feminine energy is all about nurturing, dancing, you know, like creating a certain atmosphere that's enjoyable, magical, and stuff like that. So this one perhaps might have those two sides to them. And if they have redirected themselves towards a vision of self-realization. Now, self-realization could also be not liberation. Could be self-realization. So perhaps this woman might be single, and they might want to give you an opportunity, or give a person an opportunity for marriage, could be, but, or companionship. But just understand that if this is a mindful person, or if it's a person that has distanced themselves, or you know them to be the distancing type, or people say that this is more like an isolated, intense type of person, self-realized person, etc., then just like wake up to the fact that they might not be comfortable with advances of other people because they've been independent for quite a long time. And if they have been isolated like this, then they're not comfortable, or they have never been asked out on a date, or they have never been, you know, feeling receptive enough, or they don't have these flirty ways that other girls, you know, like the usual Bumble vibes, you kind of like chit chat or say, hey, how are you, kind of stuff. This one does not have that habit, you know, so how do you expect them to, they need to create those habits themselves, willingly, perhaps, this one. So this one, there's a lot of truth, perhaps, that you had to wake up to. Now, this is only if the person is meditative, or they were in a certain spiritual pathway, okay? Because I ego tripped, like I lost myself in tarot. I thought tarot was, you know, if I were to read tarot and people were to like me, like, you know, there's a lot happening. It's a very big department or dimension for spiritual growth, but then again, you can lose yourself in ego. And if you have a guru, overall you see more potential, and it happens even more faster in a limited time, okay? So there's so much in this pile, perhaps, but just wake up to the fact that they're not comfortable with the conquering element, okay? Because they're a self-realized person. So they're not someone you can possess, perhaps, except if they willingly offer themselves to you, which they will, perhaps, erotic bliss. It's just that they don't know how, okay? They don't know how, okay? Like, if you think this one is like they need to know these kind of stuff, because they are not preoccupied with those things for those many years, okay? It might be years that they focus on spiritual growth. So it's not familiar to them, technically. So this one, overall, what's going to happen is, or this is how you're feeling, okay? If this is the woman I'm talking to, perhaps you might have woken up to those things yourself, okay? Why you perhaps were not able to kind of be in a relationship with someone is because you were so focused on your own spiritual elements, or your own self-recognition, self-realization as a person. And you felt like by enhancing your knowledge, by becoming more clairaudient, or, you know, like more enlightened, it's going to be more easier for you to be in a relationship. And then again, you realize that it's really not the case. You're realizing that you don't need anyone. But then again, you know you want to be. But you're not comfortable with the idea that someone would conquer you, kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm kind of giving you the other point of view if I'm talking to a woman here. So this one is more like when you're gonna kind of see this person the next time. It's a man that will want to get to know you overall. Why they want to get to know you overall? It's a more spontaneous type of person. It's a person that wishes to kind of have a connection with you, but they also know that you're more the bold and indifferent type, okay, which is completely normal. And their challenge, or your challenge here, is to kind of like face the, like, if you have a vision of being in a relationship, or if you have a vision of allowing yourself this opportunity of love perhaps, or conquest, you can definitely have it with this one, or begin to work. This one, the masculine energy is very masculine, okay? So it's not afraid to hold his phallic. It's a proud man overall. It's a proud man, okay? He's not afraid of his actions, this one, okay? It's just that the fact that he's not afraid of his actions is kind of making you overthink the situation. What if he were to, you know, just flirt with me and stuff like that, okay? What if, what is this? Okay, so for some of you, you're gonna overthink because you think it's too good to be true, okay? But this guy will still flirt with you. It's gonna happen so fast, this one. He knows how to socialize. He knows how to make you have a good time. He knows how to impose himself, this one. The challenge here is that he's imposing himself on you. It's like that, this one. And he's gonna ask you out on a date, or he's definitely gonna tell you that he wants to get to know you more. And he wants to, you know, he wants to give you a try, okay? This one, he definitely wants to give you a try, okay? Or she wants to give you a try. But overall, okay, the female, okay, if I'm talking to a man, okay, she's not used to being conquered, okay? She's not comfortable with the idea of being conquered, okay? But you're imposing yourself on her because you're a real man, okay, with big balls. It's just that your actions are making her just very, like, they can't believe it. You're doing it, okay? So I'm happy you're doing it, but I can't believe you're doing it. It's like that. And at the end, you're just gonna decide that, spur of the moment, you're gonna tell them that you want to get to know them better, and you've been patient about giving them a try. This one. So what's the advice for both of you? So you have greatness. There's a peacock in this one too. Oh my god, look at this. Peacock energy. Let me read for you. So greatness. There's so much I released in this one, but perhaps many of you needed to wake up to it, okay? So, and you don't know until you wake up to it, this one. And it's not for everyone, the way I kind of channeled it here. Because I woke up to it a bit, like, recently, that I need people. And if I want to be in a relationship, I need to be more divine feminine somehow, because I'm born a woman. I'm going that way, okay? I can definitely modify my sex, but I'm born a woman, and I know I'm a woman, okay? But I always had the mentality of a man, perhaps, you know? I always had the mentality of a man, okay? Even the way I would do my meditation, it's with divine masculine energy. It's not feminine energy. I would the mantras. I did. And when I started doing mantras which are more loving or feminine by energy, I kind of blossomed even more. I felt like I was so free and so open. But then again, my divine masculine is not necessarily comfortable with the element of being open, technically. Man, greatness. Where are you? Forgiveness, friction. Yes, I found it. Okay, so never underestimate the power of dreams and the influence of the human spirit. We are all the same in this notion. The potential for greatness lives within each of us. William Rudolph. So, To be great, we must recognize that we already are. We must look ourselves in the eye and understand that our true greatness, our unfathomable power, lies within our potential, dormant and waiting to awaken. Greatness is not something that's achieved, it's something that you accept and actualize. This card is here to remind you that you are divine greatness. You definitely are. If you are interested in this one, then you are. If I'm channeling a proper energy here and I'm doing this the right way, which I hope I am, it is a divine person also. Okay, you are divine greatness, so you're good enough for this one, perhaps. That's why prosperity lies ahead. With this awareness, you can move away from feelings of insecurity, jealousy, and inner conflicts. Instead, you will now move forward from a space of understanding, love, and self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is with this person. This person has accepted themselves. So it's your turn perhaps to accept yourself and show yourself some self-love, perhaps. Walk with your greatness. It is not in the past nor in the future, but with you now, as it is with you now. I'm giving you a reading about it. Okay, mantra. I accept, embrace, and activate the power of my greatness. And for some of you on YouTube, there's a mantra for greatness, and it's so you can listen to it. It's very nice. If I'm not distorting the information, but I believe it's the right one. Mantra for greatness. There might be several ones, but you can listen to it. It's very calming. It's, if I'm not mistaken, I'll perhaps share it in the description box, okay, down below. Okay, I'll not forget it for pile 2. So this is what's going to happen. Now, be it you're the person here, you're the masculine energy, or you're the feminine energy, but just understand to what point this person is overthinking a bit, which is completely understandable, because if it's whenever you're out of your comfort zone and you're not mindful, it can happen. Even a yogi can go through this, okay? Or a meditative person, or a visionary type of person, okay? So it could also be that I'm a visionary. I'm self-recognized, or I'm self-realized, or I believe in the pathway of self-realization overall. But the main reason I'm reading this, what's the truth, okay? Can you give me like this confirmation, please? Because I don't know from which point of view I read this, but the truth is just chill, okay? Just chill. Whichever side you are from, just chill, okay? Just relax, okay? Know that you are great enough, gorgeous enough, divine enough, worthy enough, perhaps. And don't let this person's sharpness hurt you, okay? Don't let this person's sharpness hurt you. Okay, they might be very sharp as a woman or a man. Mod, can they really give this one a chance? Can they really try it out and succeed? Man, I don't know. Like, I'm hearing yes, but I don't know this one. First, you have to get to know yourself. Believe that you're great enough. let me just finish this up because if you believe you are great enough, divine enough, let's say, you can offer them an opportunity of love, but only if you've transformed somehow. With the transformation, you will be able to have an opportunity of love, okay? And feel stable at asking them out on a date or something and having your love offer accepted, okay? And be responsible of your own ego, okay? So be responsible of how you manage your ego, okay? It's like that, okay? This one, I kind of like I closed the deck, but I'm not done with the reading. I don't know what to tell you more, but I know prosperity lies ahead. And greatness. So greatness is the advice here. You are beautiful enough, okay? So you are attractive enough, woman or man here, this one. And perhaps the male here is not aware that you're you're uncomfortable with they're not aware about this, perhaps. Just understand that. If you are this energy, how would a guy know that you've been detaching yourself and tapping into a more spiritual energy? How would a man understand that? Specifically if it's a man that's not spiritual or it's not that kind of stuff. But then again, I have the vision, and the vision could be spiritual as it does not need to. But the type, the energy I'm channeling, it is pretty spiritual. So for some of you, it could also be that you will flirt with them, and they might flirt with you, perhaps. And it's a man that's very divine masculine, technically. They will make you will overthink with them. You will act certain ways, or they want to get to know you, but you're overthinking the situation. And they're kind of like the more confident type. So I'm more confident as a man, okay? So perhaps you or them, they're not comfortable with the element of they want to conquer you. This one, they're not comfortable with the element of they want to conquer you. And if this is a visionary, it's a person that's more action oriented, so he'll be more brooding on you, obviously, but they're not comfortable with the element of they want to conquer you. Technically, it could be that way. This one could be that way. I don't know. You'll know. Okay, this one I channeled as much as I can. Okay, hope it resonated. Now pile 3, whoever chose the Pyrite, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let us see what's gonna happen the next time you're gonna see this person. Okay, next time you will see them in a physical manner. So what's gonna happen? Advice for you. So you are good enough for this one. Gorgeous. And I had the 2 of Cups, so I just did like that. Holy shit. Okay, so you're good enough for this one. Temptation. In reverse. Vibe connected to you, love. In reverse. Transformation. What will happen if it's gonna happen? Sweet surrender. before I start, I don't know if we have a, like, I'm gonna have faith. Okay, just one second. You have ATL, GA. So Atlanta, Georgia. Then you have Albany, New York. So ALB, NY. And then you have NAN, Nadi, Fiji. And Orlando, Florida. So MCOFL. So a name that starts with M, L, C, O, F, L. Then you have ATL, GA. You have NAN, Nancy, Nina. You have ALB, NY. So you have those initials. Let me give you dates, perhaps, when it's gonna happen, when it will happen. So they have amber eyes, green eyes, might be born in the 12th, or it's gonna happen on the 12th day of the month. Ice blue eyes, brown eyes, yellow eyes, month of March, gray hazel. Is there any other months or days? So you have June, you have May, and ice blue. Okay, so ice blue, very prominent here. Even with 3 piles, I still went 2 hours and 30 minutes still. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Whichever way it is, it's devotion, I guess. So what's gonna happen between you and this person? Both of you are gonna surrender, or one of you is gonna surrender. Okay, and overall the relationship will transform itself. Now, having the temptation in reverse, it means that he's less tempted. Less tempted. But you are good enough. So less tempted with other people, perhaps, but okay, less tempted in cheating, less tempted in other females. You know, this card is like 2 people. There's one pregnant woman and there's a prostitute on the side, technically. And you have the Libra card, is temptation. So there's this pregnant woman, which could be his wife, technically, and he's holding her hand properly. And there's the prostitute who's kind of like aggressively holding on to his hand, technically. But this one is overall, this is happening less, technically. So he's less, what is he less? Stagnant. He's less stagnant in his behavior, perhaps. Your person. So let us see what's going to happen the next time you're going to see them. Anubis. Anubis, it's a lion, crocodile, either a bear or a hippopotam. You have Sept here, or Anubis. Anubis. I'm going to read for you this god because I like the name Anubis somehow. We'll see if it's a good omen or not, but and who's this person? The dead end. Okay, yeah. The love in reverse, it's more like they're loving but not too much. There's a border, like there's a thin line somehow. I want to say a thin line. It's not border, it's just like, it's not like a wall technically. It's more, the person is very, they keep people at a distance. Okay, this one, they keep people at a distance. Even the one they like, perhaps. So what's gonna happen? He's gonna offer you a like toplessly, okay. His challenge or your challenge connected to the situation is or you're gonna offer this one an I don't know which point of view I'm going in. Six of Cups. The reason why it's that way is the Hierophant. In the initial phase, you have the Five of Pentacles with the Four of Swords. In the middle section, you will have the Page of Cups energy. And in the near future, you have the Eight of Pentacles with the Judgment card. You have the Ace of Wands underneath. So I think that an opportunity for love is coming. Okay, so just okay. Just know this guy is a man that keeps everyone at a distance. Okay? But the dead end, it's more like stop. People stop when they make people stop. It's either they stop people to face them, or they... Let me read to you the archetype. I want to know more about this dead end. But, dead end. We're going to take the time, since we're all here. $143. Okay, so the closed door, the final chapter, the impasse, okay? Contrary to what its name implies, the dead end is very much alive. It is a force that stops us from moving forward as planned. It is thick, dense, uncompromising, a wall beyond all walls. With every bramble, thorn, and stone, it simply states, no more, child. You have reached the last page of this chapter. It is natural to resist its very resistance and struggle even harder to make our way to prove our point, to hold on to what was. In this way, we fight with life itself. So with this person, you fight with life itself, okay? So it's a very intense energy, perhaps. It's a person that, like, makes you face them properly. Like the worst case scenario or something. And, in this way, we fight with life itself. So from a mythic perspective, the end you face is very much a beginning. So with this person, you feel like you need to face yourself somehow. You need to face them, but you need to face the new beginning that comes with this person. There are doors opening all around you, just not the one you planned on walking through. If you are honest and courageous enough to accept, adjust, and adapt, the dead end becomes known as life's beginning. So if you learn to be honest and courageous enough to accept, adjust, and adapt to this person will become your life's beginning. Interesting. Very interesting, this one. This whole pile is interesting. So reflect on dead ends in your past that led to unimaginable wonders. The moment you accept the ending, a feeling of grace will arise. Doors begin to open both inside you and in the world. Then, note that in most stories and movies, the moment the protagonist reaches the dead end, something reverting happens. You are the protagonist. And here, when light, acceptance, humility, relief, reverence for change. And then when dark, inertia, stuckness, tension, unconscious gripping. Go deeper. Kenny Rogers, the gambler. Donna Hathaway's giving up. Very interesting. So this person is definitely like what do you call it? Like a ball to be reckoned with, perhaps, or something. It's insane, perhaps. But crazy as I'm reading this, because the vibe is love, but in a more less intense manner. And they're less tempted with other people. So they're less tempted with prostitutes. They're less tempted with clingy. How am I gonna read this? I don't know. But for sure, the message is very clear here. There's a new beginning offered to you by this one. He's definitely gonna look sexy. He's gonna invest in you, okay? There's a gorgeous topless guy out in the fields with his jeans, and he's like pretty much telling you, look, like, I would give you a try if you want me to, because you're good enough somehow. So you are accepting, honest and courageous enough to accept, adapt, and adjust to me. So you're good enough for the new beginning with me. Technically, it's like that. So that's why this person is offering you a new beginning. Why are they offering you a new beginning? Is because insane. You have the Illuminati sign behind, but I want to know what this means. Okay, they see you in your glory, perhaps, this one. This one, it's more like it's a man who's spiritually, who has a lot of spiritual knowledge, perhaps, or who's very spiritual, perhaps, or is strong enough, perhaps, to set healthy boundaries with people. People meet them and they feel like they face life lessons somehow. So it's an intense person for sure. This one. Can I have another vibe? Because I don't rest and success. Okay, look, this one, I feel like this man or this woman is more focused on success. They're really chill and they're quite loving, I guess, but it's not overwhelming to them. And overall, their intention is not to tempt you just like that. It's not to play with you overall. Okay, the dead end type of person is not one that will just allow people in, you know, like they know how to hold their own connected to female or males. Okay, so overall what's gonna happen is, either if you're the male, you're gonna, you know, offer them an opportunity. Why? Because your intuition is telling you that, you know, this person could definitely be your equal somehow. You could have a chance with them, and your challenge here is to kind of, with the Six of Cups, offer them flowers, you know, offer them the proper the wand element, you know, like give them a try, ask them out on a date, buy them a flower and give it to them. It's the most fastest and easiest way to confess that you're interested in them, you know, like whatever. You know, and face your life with them, and be honest and courageous to face them. You know, it's like that. It's pretty simple. If this is the woman or it's the man kind of stuff. Now, what's going to happen overall? You're going to surrender to each other. Okay, it's like that. Sweet surrender. Gorgeous like that. And in the initial, it's more like you're kind of preparing yourself to kind of get rejected somehow. But then again, you know deep down that you want to invest in this one, or you kind of want to get to know them, or you want them to understand at least that you're interested emotionally, perhaps. So you're gonna work hard in you know, so you will sit down with them and work hard on 2 4 5 not making this a missed opportunity, or not making like, not okay, look, if this person is making you feel like you need to stop, you're definitely being courageous here and brave enough to kind of sit next to them and work hard on the opportunity of not feeling like you're getting the cold shoulders, okay? Under her judgment, perhaps, or when people are gonna look at you guys that you're kind of trying to talk with them, but you've made the decision that you wish to do so, and your intuition is popping here, and you're fiercely doing it, you're definitely gonna get this new opportunity with this one, okay? So you are good enough. Now, this one, if I'm talking from the point of view of a woman, now overall I have more masculine energy here. So this guy, or if it's for gay people, this guy is gonna toplessly offer you a chance. So they're gonna talk with you, they're gonna get to know you, they're gonna flirt with you overall. So this guy who's the dead end is gonna do that. Why they're doing that is because they are quite spiritual, perhaps, or they're quite knowledgeable, or they're wise enough to know that you could definitely be an equal of theirs, or something of the sort. So his challenge here is to offer you flowers, and you accept it, okay? You don't reject it, and you kind of acknowledge them as a, you know, a suitor or something. So in the initial phase, when he's approaching you, he's more like thinking that you're giving him the cold shoulders or something, but then again, he knows what the truth is, and perhaps it might be, you know, hurtful to feel like the person is avoiding you or something, but then again, he's still thinking, how is he gonna make it clear to you that he's interested in you? He's seriously nurturing his emotions somehow. He's tempted, but it's not even tempted. It's more like he knows he has emotions towards you, and you'll feel like he's nervous with you when you're gonna avoid him, okay? Because you have certain boundaries set, perhaps. You like your boundaries set, perhaps, as a woman. And but he's still gonna work hard, or he's gonna work hard on something else, but close to you. Okay, and then when he's working hard close to you, regardless of how other people are judging him, he's still focused on being next to you and working next to you, or doing the things that both of you are doing next to you. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen the next time you're gonna see them. Okay, so he's gonna be friendly, or he's gonna kind of flirt with you a bit, play with you a bit, but overall be eye candy. Okay, so I don't know why. He's gonna be more groomed, and you'll feel like he took care of himself more, something of that sort. Okay, so with Anubis, okay, 1 second, I just want to read it before I forget. Number 11. So transformation. He is the protector of Tums, the embalmer of the dead, who accompanies souls into the afterlife to weight their hearts and ferry them from the earthly world into the presence of Osiris. Anubis is portrayed as a jackal-headed man. He symbolizes the renewal of life itself, rebirth and regeneration. Overall, it's the dead end vibration too. You are about to end the cycle, or you are already experiencing a new one. Probable disappointments, collapse of affections, losses. Do not worry. Anubis will accompany you and guide you during the transformation of elements. Nothing will return to the way it was before. Inevitably, everything is transformed, but all you can do is create a new life in a new form. So, what kind of transformation is this with this person the next time you're going to see them? On a physical level. So you have the Eight of Wands, but I want to manifest like just the truth, okay? Because want it or not, what are you to expect? Yes, the truth, but what's the truth? Because I'm channeling a favorable situation, but there's transformation and intensity here. That's kind of, I don't want to say confusing me, but it's making me more aware of the situation. What are their intentions? The next time you will see them. Overall, it's more to get to know you, okay? It's more to get to know you. Offer you a chance. Because they think you are good enough for this job, for this, you know, this. So it's basically the Hierophant with the Empress. Hierophant means wisdom, okay? It's a person that represents wisdom. It's a person that talks about religion, but more than religion, it's a man with a lot of experience and a lot of keys, okay? You know, I channeled the Catholic Church somehow that, you know, like you go in confession and, you know, like through their volunteers, through the priestess, you know the whole secret of every family because they confess, because it's that element of wisdom. It's that element of hearing other people's, you know, life stories and their mistakes or their crimes and, you know, their guilt consciousness and stuff like that. So the more you listen to people and you have to keep it to yourself, the more knowledge you inquire, technically. Now, the Empress, it's the other energy, which is more like it's self-assured. It's a very abundant woman. It's a very successful woman. It's a mother. It's a, you know, it's a person that is devoted, that has seeded, like, that has given birth to a child. So she's very radiating, you know, it's like that Mother Earth element, which is all giving, you know, it's very abundant, fertile, and stuff like that. So overall, the situation is that of an Empress with a Hierophant. Hierophant is a Catholic person, perhaps. It's a person with religion, as it does not need to be. It's a person with many resources, many knowledges, and they know things about people. And then the Empress is the queen, perhaps, or it's the head of the kingdom, you know, it's like the mother of the kingdom, technically. So you are good enough, perhaps, if you're the feminine energy for this man, or this man is good enough for you who is the Empress. Because this man has keys to doors that you wish to have, and you can have access to them, as it's going to be more like they're going to surrender to you. So they're going to show you respect, technically, this person. Instead of being tempted with other options or distracted with other people, they're going to be more chiller the way that they're going to approach you, and they're going to be more, like, I'm not going to say loving, Can I get a vibe that's connected with those 3 cards, please? That's gonna enlighten me. Mystery. So overall, the vibe he's gonna be in, it's more mysterious. But he's gonna be more peaceful, whoever this guy is, and less distracted. Okay? So that's how you're gonna know that you are good enough for his attention or something. And you're brave enough or you're courageous enough to face yourself with them. Okay? So that's all that I had. And I wanted to kind of just promote lastly, if ever you're interested in receiving or trying your luck with, you know, private readings, I'm offering 22 free subscribers, 3 free readings. I'm offering 22 lucky subscribers of mine 22 free readings, okay? But once my channel reaches 6,300 subscribers, then we'll kind of do it. If you want to know more about it, you can check my posts in the community page, and you can try your luck afterwards once you reach that number, that amount of people. Okay, so I'm not sure how this reading went. I really wanted to manifest something proper, but then again, I felt like I released a lot of stuff. Perhaps many of you needed to hear or wake up to through me, perhaps. If you are similar to me, perhaps, or if you resonate more with me, then these were my knowledges. And I don't know if I'm reading more to men here, as I'm kind of reading more to women here, as it could be the other way around. But guys, just remember, it's not gender specific. Even though I mention certain things, I give you certain ideas, but I myself don't know what gender it is. I just follow the pictures, and sometimes there's more pictures with females than there is. There are more pictures with males than there. Now, if there's more pictures with females, it could be same-sex females or same-sex males if I have males. But it could also be a woman who is here, and we want to know how this man is acting, or how they're gonna act to with you the next time they're gonna see you, technically, with what intention. Now, it did not go as I wished it to go, because I was more focused in wishing to go more business-like, also family-oriented wise, also friendship also, but I ended up going overall more romantic. Perhaps it's something that concerns many people out there, as it could be something that I'm more concerned with, that I'm kind of projecting it in here, but could be either or. Okay, so that was it. I know it's only 3 piles, but then again, I wanted to kind of emphasize on the 3D energy. Okay, so I wanted more communication in the situation. I wanted more joy, partying kind of stuff, or I wanted more clarity or closure somehow. I don't know if I got it though. Okay, so you'll be the judge of that. If you want to comment down, you can do so. If you want to, hit the bell and become a subscriber, you can do so too. Only if you wish to. You can donate to my channel, which I always appreciate. Thank you very much. If you don't wish to do so, it's understandable completely. You're allowed. It's only those who wish to, I always mention it. Why not mention it, like that. But I honestly hope that be it the reading resonated or not, it gave you a certain clarity about yourself or about your person. You will know it, and I'll have faith that you will know it. Okay? And that being said, I say farewell to all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your plans even, and make them happen one by one, so that you will feel at least somehow some sense of fulfillment, some sense of dynamism in your life. Okay, activity is the word that I was searching for. Okay, so bye bye. Okay, see you on my next video.